PC gaming is pretty cool. From the get-go, you get access to games from pretty much every console generation, whether that be by emulation or them just already being released for PC. Recently, even the need for emulators for certain games has been eradicated entirely. Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask, Jak and Daxter, and even the 2023 Spider-Man 2 have all had source code ports, decompilations, or leaks worked on by fans that have opened them up to natively running on PC hardware. It's great. However, one thing really not considered is the amount of time, effort, and work that goes into them. They're a group project for sure. The Super Mario 64 decomp took 2 entire years for a Nintendo 64 game. So imagine the reaction when a 16-year-old announced a decompilation of Sonic Unleashed and seemingly has results. Unfortunately, the project would only last about a day. So yesterday I saw this tweet from user @array0x or Whisper. Sonic Unleashed PC will have 3 preset setting options. And the tweet just goes into more detail. This was the very first tweet I saw regarding this Unleashed PC. Usually a project like this is publicly announced when they already have results, so naturally I got curious. I even looked through the account and saw that they had already wiped most of their other tweets, with this one being the first one made about this Unleashed PC. I then see a reply saying also it's the official game running perfectly on PC. Clearly this must be some kind of PC port, at least you'd think so with how it's being built up right now. The final tweet in those initial couple of tweets is a link to a Discord server with some tags, clearly trying to get some attention out of some Twitter gaming news pages. So naturally, with how little information is out, I joined the server to get some, or any, other crumb of information. Within a couple minutes of digging through the influx of messages from new people, I found out what this project really was. Here's my plan for all this. For V1, I'll push out a modified Xenia that should fix all the issues with Sonic Unleashed, vertex explosions, etc., so you won't need to apply any patches. Then I'll work on a full port for V2, so there's support for 4K, etc. Now I don't know about anyone else watching right now, but to me, an emulator does not equal a PC port. You don't just release a zip file with Animal Crossing in an emulator and call it Animal Crossing PC. Alongside this, it said that the upcoming V2 would be an actual proper PC decomp, but the likelihood of something like that actually getting done in the next couple of years is extremely slim. And he appeared to be trying to go at it all by himself. From the start, you could tell something's up. This also caught the attention of several other Sonic modders who joined the server, and so they commented on it both in and outside of the server. Starlight, who created the Sonic Unleashed Encore mod, says, "It just looks like some kid baiting attention, I can't lie." There's also Twitter user the Prevensect who posted that last response publicly, as well as laying out pretty much every possible potential concern as well. In his own thread, modder Scythe had quite a lot to say. This was someone who goat-seed Sonic Generations wide open, adding ray tracing, DX11, putting Mario from f***ing Mario 64 in it, and more I can't even list. He says, guys, you can't just decompile Sonic Unleashed. N64 decomps are made by a team of very smart people. They are C games made for a 28-year-old console, and they still take many years. Now extrapolate that to a heavily object-oriented C++ game for Xbox 360, and you'll get what I mean. We've been reverse engineering these games' code for many years now, and I'm not even confident enough we'd be able to make a functioning decompilation, let alone in such a short time frame. Anyone claiming to start a decomp without prior experience don't know what they're doing. Debug symbols or similar can help with this of course, but we don't have anything like that for Sonic Unleashed, neither Sonic Generations. So no, you aren't getting a native Unleashed PC port created from a decompilation in the next 20 years. On top of all of this, Fortnite modder AliJax had a claim as well, saying, "This person was in a modding community I'm in. Within a year or so, they were effectively exiled for stealing people's code / skidding, saying various not so nice things about minorities, from what I've been told, still looking for proof, and a lot more. Not trustworthy." Later, that proofless claim actually got some backing to it when this video was posted to Twitter.
Reloading.
Okay, yeah, and it...
Stop shooting me, you fucking!
I also messaged Sonic modder and Game Dev Beats for his own thoughts on the situation.
Check out Beatbat!
Where he had this to say. It's totally possible, by the way, but no one is spending years to make it a reality. People have decompiled small functions here and there that are often used in mods when modding Sonic's physics and other parts of gens, and those functions are no different to what Unleashed itself has. Here's something Rad sent recently based on a decompilation of app math matrix 34 to Euler angle ZXY from Sonic Lost World. It's related to rotations. You would essentially have to do this X billions of times more for every single function, and a lot would be entirely guesswork as well. Lastly, Sonic modder Hyper, best known for his insane work on the Frontiers code mods, calls it clout chasing bullshit. They did this with the Spider-Man 2 leak. Avoid it. So I looked into it, as I had remembered hearing of him when the recent Insomniac leaks were fresh. After looking through a Spider-Man PC build server, the conclusion I came to was that he was mostly in it for clout, constantly leaving and coming back, having frequent meltdowns, and supposedly got snitched onto Insomniac, leading to the build's cancellation, and also started snitching on others in official Insomniac discords. Plus, he supposedly got doxxed. The events surrounding Spider-Man 2 seem like actual insanity, and I really wish I could go into more detail. However, his own server seems to have been completely wiped, and all the messages from him in that Spider-Man 2 Discord have been completely nuked. I do have to say though, assuming the absolute best in him, getting an already native PC port running does not equal the skill required for a full decompilation. Later the very same day, Whisper replies to the announcements channel of his server. Hello, there has been some accusations made about me that I want to get clear fully and be completely transparent with everyone. Firstly, I don't spread malware. Never did, never will, and some people seem to be confused when I mention a decompilation for V2. The main accusation is that since I don't have a GitHub for the decomp, I should be considered dangerous. Since a decomp for V2 will take many years to get to a state where it can be played, I'm going to open up a GitHub so I can show my progress and others can contribute to the decompilation of Sonic Unleashed. As of now, V2 has not been started yet and will be started shortly after V1 releases. I never meant to have any hurtful intentions, and I will be completely honest, I would be skeptical as well if some random kid came up with a port of the game to PC. I'm sorry for the misleading and mixed signals I seem to have given, but I'm willing to help in any way possible. You are allowed to be skeptical, that's okay, but I wouldn't be posting things about people sending malware since it might not be true and can ruin people's careers, and future careers. I will state again, V1 is only a modified Xenia with fixes and improvements. While he's mostly attempted to clear up confusion as best as he can, there's still some holes here. The accusation about malware is more so based on modifying Xenia and not committing those changes to the original Xenia GitHub, or releasing his new version of the source. It had nothing to do with the decomp that hadn't even been started. On top of that, one thing he doesn't mention is the way he decided to launch the project, without any dev team to help with the decompilation, a GitHub, or even any real consideration of the logistics of something like this in the first place. It's really the equivalent of me saying, I'm porting Red Dead Redemption to PC, please join my Discord before I even have anything. As of now, the yet to even be started decomp is seemingly canned because, and I quote, people got really mad at him for mentioning it. In fact, while I was making this video, the entire project has seemingly been canned with Whisper citing a toxic community. To tell you the truth with this whole situation, there are two possible narratives. One is that Whisper was outright malicious and attempted to pass off Xenia as a native PC port and play off hype to also install Trojans on your PC. The other is that this was a dumb 16-year-old who vastly misjudged how much effort something like this takes and wanted clout by mashing together various emulator fixes and branding it as a PC port. I think the latter is far more likely. No matter which of the two is true, caution is the most important thing here, and something I think some of the people who joined didn't have. With the amount of people believing this to be the real deal, comes an audience that can be exploited with false promises and viruses disguised as builds. Skepticism is needed, and it needs to be vocal for the people who don't know any better. In fact, those types of people began jumping out of the woodwork to defend Whisper, labeling some of the genuine criticism above as toxicity. To tell you the truth, Whisper, if you somehow see this, considering your actions throughout the last couple months, you desperately need to log off and stop publicizing your projects before they're even close to being done. With everything I've found, I think someone accusing you of putting a virus in a build is the last of your concerns with your public image. Who knows though, maybe we missed out on one of the craziest PC ports of all time. But for now, it's looking like Sonic Unleashed is still locked to the PS3 and Xbox 360. Anyway, that's it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you didn't, come to this address with a loaded gun if you really didn't, and subscribe for more. See ya.